What's up, guys? This video is for the chosen ones. Uh, it's gonna be like 10 signs that you're a chosen one. Alright, so I would say the first sign is pretty much that you've been through something, which most of us have. But I would say one sign you're not a chosen one is if you always think you've been through something or you had it the worst. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is just situations that you went through, but it makes you stronger. But not just like, not the people that are just feeling bad for themselves. It's actually the opposite, right? It's like you've been through something, so now it's easier now. Like the situations that are in front of you, you make your decisions more easier because you remember a lot of stuff. That's like sign number 2. You remember a lot. Every relationship or situation, you remember it. So you're very careful with people. You're very delicate because you probably miss a lot of people. You miss a lot of people that's just how it goes. But that's a sign right there, is that you remember a lot of stuff. You remember a lot of people. You remember a lot of situations. You remember a lot of places. Your memory is very, very good. So we could go to sign number 3. So for sign number 3, I would say sign number 3 is just that you're different, right? You're not with the overall crowd. You might be attracted to crowds, right? But 1 second. So you don't fit in with the crowd. It's like you stand out. You just stand out in every situation. It's like you're different. You stand out a lot. Like if there's a bunch of marbles on the ground, you're like the bowling ball. It's like there's nothing specifically that physically is different about you, but your personality and you could say just your soul, it stands out to people. So you've probably had a lot of situations where you get like picked out of something, or everybody makes fun of you for no particular reason, and that's just ties into like you're going through more stuff already as a chosen one, so you just become tougher. Things don't get to you as much, but that's why you miss a lot of people, because people keep leaving your life because they can be swayed different directions. But as a chosen one, we don't like to sway people. We don't want to influence them because we know that we don't know very much, but we know what we know. But it's very dangerous to try to influence other people or just to change like what other people think. So we're pretty go with the flow. If people want to listen to us, they listen to us, but we don't force anybody. But that's why a lot of people end up going out of our lives, because we don't force them to stay. Right? We're not forcing them to stay. We're not tricking them to stay. If they want to go, we want them to go. Leave. Right? Just 1 second. Okay, so let's go to number 4. Number 4 is people are always attracted to you, right? And they just attract to you, right? The more you take care of yourself, the more you spend time alone, people will attract to you. 1 second. So people attract to you, animals attract to you, good things attract to you, right? Not every single thing is good, but the older you get, the more good things come your way, right? So into number 5, I would say number 5 is your mindset, right? Your mindset is different, and it has a lot to do with time, right? Be as a chosen one, right? That's just like what we can call it. It has nothing to do with what the words are, but it's just calling it that a description. So, as a chosen one, you value your time, number 1, because you understand that life moves forward, and you remember a lot. You know, these people can remember a lot. They could be remembering it at the same time in this very moment. And that's why it's important to get outside, you know, do things, because it helps you move forward, right? You don't want to be trapped in your past or anything like that. You want to move forward. And that has to do with that mindset I was talking about, that the people that are chosen ones, they're different than the majority of people, right? They have a mindset. They still have feelings, but they're able to put those feelings aside in order to just live their life. Because what if every time someone disappointed you, you started acting sad? So it's taken away from that and saying, a lot of people are gonna do me wrong, so I'm not even gonna feel sad about them. You know, our mindset is only about the things that we can control, and we don't tie emotion to things that we can't control. Because, especially a lot for like relationships, you know, it's the other people that gotta. Here, I'll say it in 1 second. I'm almost there. Okay. So relationships are two-sided, right? So they go both ways. So if you are overextending to people, but they're not recuperating, you got to stop. Because, especially as a male, but this goes out to all people, that people will be in your life if they want to. 100%. Like, if they want to be there, they'll be there. And if they're not, it's not good to keep chasing people, chasing. You're either gonna push them away, or you're gonna trick them, and you're gonna trick them to fall in love with you, and then you have someone in love with you, but it's not even the right situation. It wasn't truly coming from where it was supposed to be coming from. Like, it's coming from something that you did, you forced. Alright, so let people come to you. Just let people come to you. But people are very attracted to chosen ones. Whether it's people give you money, you're a very successful businessman, salesperson, or you just manifest things, right? So that eases into number 6, and that's you have a special skill that you've always been good at, right? You just naturally are good at something. It could be you're good with people, you could be good with numbers, you could be good at anything, right? But you get manifestations from it. You get earnings from it. And it helps people, right? It's something that helps people. It's a positive thing, right? You just happen to be able to survive because of it. Or you're able to provide because of it, right? For the people you care about. Because that can go into number 7 of chosen ones. We care. So we remember a lot, and we care a lot. Care a lot about people. That's why you notice when I'm making my videos and there's people coming, I be quiet, just out of respect for them. So just 1 second. Okay, number 9 is you tend to feel best sober. You tend to feel best at your, you could call it baseline, right? You're not one of these people that likes to drink. You're not one of these people that feels comfortable taking drugs or always on drugs, smoking stuff, right? You think deeper than that. You think about vegetables, right? You might even think about animals, and you care about animals. You might eat only fish, or you might not eat meat that often, right? You might not eat pork. You might not eat meat at all. Right? You're thinking about stuff, how it was created, and what it's for. And plants just grow out of the earth, right? But animals have a different experience. They can move around, they can interact with us. So not only do chosen ones love to be sober-minded, that goes deeper than just drugs or alcohol. That goes into eating healthy foods, not smoking a lot of tobacco or chewing tobacco, right? It delves deeper of being sober-minded. You might not like to eat a lot of junk or a lot of meat or just whatever your experience is. But that delves right into number 10, and that is chosen ones don't really like to eat a lot at all because they feel good when they don't eat, right? And this one might be a little shocking or a little crazy if you're watching this, but just think about it, right? I'm not saying you don't ever eat, but I'm gonna speak from my experience on this one. When everybody always wants to eat, and I eat what they're eating, I'll just feel so tired and slumped out. I'm not my usual personality. I have a upbeat personality. I love to talk to people. That's my gift. I just love to just interact with people and talk to them. Even if it's just a random person that I never met, I want to interact with them if I have time and if I can. So all ties together, these 10 steps, right? But when, I'm just gonna kick it at this park for a second and finish this last step. So when I eat what everyone's eating, and I don't eat a lot, so when I do eat, I really eat a lot. So I don't eat a lot of times because I like to feel just sober-minded at my best, the best feeling, right? So when I eat, sometimes I'll feel worse, or I'll just start not being able to think of things to say, or I'll have trouble listening to people. They'll keep talking, but I'll just kind of like, all of a sudden I'm just sitting there, just not thinking. But so that's one thing, 10 step of being a chosen one is like, you don't gather the same feelings that other people gather with, like, they all want to eat and then, oh, they're good, right? Or you might get deeper, oh, now we want to drink, now you want to smoke, now you want to, people get into really, really bad stuff, really, really bad addictions. But that's one key thing about chosen one, is that we might have those things in our environment, sometimes even in our families or just friends or surroundings, right? That stuff might be in our surroundings, but we naturally gravitate away from doing those things because we already feel good. And you might not always feel good or have always felt good, but whatever things that were hard in your life, it made you appreciate life, feel good all the time, and just be able to adapt to any situation. So, thank you for like still paying attention to this video. And I was just saying how, like, we still eat, right? We eat healthy, and we don't tie as much attachment to that meal of like how other people do it. Like, they always need to eat. I'm basically just talking about the people that always gotta eat, or they don't feel right or feel good. And that's where I'm making the distinction that we love to eat as chosen ones, but we know that it's not good to always indulge in something where we might skip a breakfast. We might eat a little early dinner with the family, might eat a lot, hopefully healthy, and then I'm good for that whole day. Or, I might eat what I can here and there, and I might hardly eat throughout the whole day. Or maybe I'll have a day off. Maybe I'll eat really good the whole day, but I just won't overstuff myself, right? Because I want all my energy to go to my spiritual, my soul. I don't want it to be all just wasted by eating. Then I feel full. Then I'm eating again. Then I feel full. It's like you recognize the high, and you just want to feel more baseline, because you want your thoughts to be your own thoughts, headed in one direction, not constantly being spiked up and spiked down. That's what happens when you eat all the time, you get high, you drink a lot, all these overindulgences of like physical stuff, right? Like if you like painting sailboats, or you like going out in nature, you can do that stuff all the time. But it's these unhealthy habits. That's what's causing you to have a messed up mental status, of mental health, right? Because our mental health, we can it's in our hands. So as a chosen one, we can call that step number 11. We have our mental health under control, right? In a good way. Because we can't control what other people do. We can't control what other people eat, right? But we can control what we eat. We can control the people around us to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is, like, we can control the people that come around us to a certain extent, right? Not actually like control them. But what I mean is, if someone is influencing you negatively, you can tell them, hey, give me some space, right? or you can just take your own space, right? So it's not important to control people, but I think it's important to control what people are in your life, because it's different to want to provide for somebody, or it's different to want to help somebody, right? But to always be around that person, that's probably not helping you, right? So we can even call that step number 12, is that chosen ones are big time loners. But when they get around people, they make people laugh. They're positive to the situation. They'll help. They'll work. But they rarely want to be around people unless there's a benefit to everybody. If they're being a negative to the situation, they'll probably just leave. Or if they're negative to a relationship, they'll probably just move on and hope for the best for that person and love them from afar. So that's what it's like being a chosen one. If you think you're a chosen one, I would say like the video. I would say you can comment so we can all talk to each other. Other than that, I'm just walking back. We can keep chatting. We can keep the video going. But that's all the steps. So I guess I can explain my personal experience of when I felt like I was different. Because I guess growing up, I always felt like I wasn't different. Like I thought everything I was experiencing would be extremely normal until I went to school. Then when I went to school, I noticed things that were different. Like, and I don't mean to brag here in this video. I'm not trying to brag, but I noticed like a lot of the girls always liked me, but the guys always picked on me. So I think the girls secretly liked me because I was special, and the guys didn't like that. That's why they were mean to me. And like it's not like it wasn't a big thing. I just noticed it. I didn't feel any kind of way. So that's